So, for all of you tuning in and the ones live, this is essentially something that I'll be having every month. Just a way to help people who are having issues with their trading, or if they have even just want to know about the strat or their own strategy, literally whatever it is. Um, I'll be here to answer it. So, and also a really quick thing that I'll probably put in the description. If Let me know if it's more distracting or less distracting to have my the little video image box on the screen as I'm recording it for those who see the recording. And that way I know to either just share my screen or both is fine, stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. So if any of you have any questions that are in here right now, let me know. If not, I'll start answering a few that some people gave me that couldn't attend. Joel, I think you were joining at the time, but if you have any questions that you want to ask, literally just start whenever you want. If not, I'll just start answering some questions that some other people gave me that couldn't make the live version or the live recording or session. And while you're typing or not typing, I'll just quickly answer one. Um, so this is for Ricky. I'm pretty sure you'll see this probably tonight when I send it to you, but so his question was, for those that are familiar with the strat, how do you know if let's say if it's a 2-1-2 setup or even a 3-1, or let's say a 2-1 or a 3-1 setup, how do you know if that third candle or the trigger candle will turn into a 3, or if it's like a fail to up? Now, you don't really know if it will or won't be one. It kind of just happens. Like if I did know, then obviously I wouldn't take that trade. But there's a specific way not to tell if it'll turn into a 3, but more so if it's even worth it, like taking the trade. So let's say, for example, I think I saw this earlier. Let's say like this gap down that we had on ES just now. Technically, let me see actually. Yeah, so let me actually delete this so I can make it a little cleaner. So if I saw something like this, to me, this looks like a potential H that can play out. So this 2-1-2, I myself wouldn't take it, mainly because it's rejecting off the 50% fib level, and this specific inside bar or one candle I wouldn't take. I would want to see either a doji similar to this one right here, or more of a hammer as opposed to like a reverse hammer type of thing. So that's one thing to notice. Although, or with that being said as well, with those who are familiar with the strat and like TTOs or the H pattern, which can also be, I'm sure whoever doesn't know what the H pattern is, it's pretty much just a dead cat bounce. So just to quickly recap, this specific 2-1-2, I would not take because it's rejecting off the 50% level. I would rather take it if it was something like this right here, like if it was a doji. This trade, it turned into a 3. Again, you don't know if it's gonna do that or not. You kind of just happens. Hopefully that answered your question, Ricky. Just let me know either offline or in the comments of this video if that answered it or not. And yeah. All right. Any other questions that the people here have? Or let me not say people, either Joel or King. Any questions that y'all have, let me know. And if not, I'll just go over some other things as well. Because you know me, if you let me talk, I will make this 1 hour session a 5 hour session. You got all night. Perfect. So, something that I was going to bring up, I'll keep it anonymous just to respect everyone. Um, I had a session with a trader last night, and you just came here to hear me talk. I had a trader last night that I was coaching, and this is more so reinforcing why I always tell people it's like it's important to have rules and it's important to have a type of system that'll help you succeed. Those who joined my webinar at the end of August, I went over like, you know, what a disciplined trader looks like and what they do versus what an inefficient or unsuccessful trader does or looks like. So it's very important to have a type of system or something that'll help you succeed. So, for example, that could be rules, it can be having a trading journal, and like monitoring all your trades and like and reviewing your trades to see, you know, how could I have done that better? How can I have, or you know, what? And if I did do it well, what could I have done to maybe improve on it and stuff like that? You know. So all that to say, I had this trader yesterday that I had a session with who he was telling me that um, he he was trading, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't really remember the exact day, but he wasn't feeling well. Like, you know, he was tired, headache, a bunch of other stuff, stressed out, a bunch of other things. So instead of not trading that day, he decided to trade anyways, and he lost a good amount of his portfolio because he fat fingered a trade. Instead of buying 5 contracts, he bought 50. And for those who trade options, you know that if you buy that much and it goes against you, it can be a really bad day for you. So um it wasn't a really great day for him. So it's always important to have specific rules and specific guidelines that you yourself need to follow in order to make sure things like that don't happen. For example, I completely forgot to bring my rule book again, but some off the top of my head is I do not trade in bed, period, at all. I don't care if it's like the best short or long trade I've seen in my entire life. I will not trade in bed. I have to have my either my laptop or my computer or my trading station set up properly. I have to have I have like a routine for those who have worked with me or like heard me speak before. I have a routine that I follow, that I strictly follow. And if I don't do any of those specific routines, then I do not trade. And if I have to get on later than I want to be, then it is what it is. Because I aim for being on my computer ready like at 9 to 9:30. And if it's 10 and my routines aren't done, then I'm trading after my routines are done. It is what it is. Tomorrow's another day. If you missed a day, or the afternoon session is there too. The world's not ending, you know, and the market isn't going anywhere. And as I always say, if the market does go somewhere, the last of your worries is going to be a missed trading day. So again, have rules and have things that will help you succeed and have things that will boost your what's the word, have things that will help you shine in the sense of what you're good at or like what helps you. I can't think of the word, so bear with me. um and have rules and disciplines that minimize or things that don't allow you to fall into your bad habits or things that are going to help that are going to sabotage your trading. That's what we don't want. At the end of the day, we want to be successful, and we have to have specific and dedicated and disciplined rules and routines and stuff like that to help us succeed. I'll try not to rant anymore about that, but one thing that I mentioned to some people as well is like, look, we're trading not to say that we're trading against professionals like banks and institutions and stuff like that, but more so if you want to succeed at this, you have to essentially make it seem, or like not even make it seem, you have to come at it as if you're a professional or if you want to be professional. Um, so for example, we don't work at hedge funds. So we don't have a risk manager breathing behind their neck, like, hey, your stop is there. You better respect your stop loss. Because from my understanding and from what I've read and heard about institutions or hedge funds and things like that, if you don't respect your stop loss, it's not going to be like, oh, it's okay. It happens sometimes. Just do it next time. Nah, they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to fire you on the spot or they're not going to let you trade for a full month and they're going to put you in the demo room. So we have to have that same standard for ourselves because at being retail traders, nobody's going to hold your hand through this. Unfortunately, like, of course, I always advocate to having like trading buddies. Like me and Pablo, we always like call each other or talk throughout the day. Like, hey, how are you doing? How are things going for you? Stuff like that. So it's good to have at least somebody that can hold you accountable or somebody that can really make sure that you're staying on track as well. Um, your biggest problem? Entries. Yeah, I'll definitely go into that in a bit. Welcome, Yaki. I'm hoping that I'm saying your name correctly. You could just give me like a thumb. Oh, cool, perfect. All right, awesome. Yeah, we're just talking about like disciplines and having like specific routines in order to help you succeed. Just to do a quick little recap. Have a trading journal if you do not have that. Kind of going over your trades, the type of trade that it was it like a scalp, was it like a trade on a longer time frame, stuff like that, having rules, stuff like that. You'll get it in the replay. So what was I saying? So yeah, like when it comes to uh setting ourselves up for success, it's having the standard of being a professional. Another example that I gave in the webinar was, let's say if you were a business, would you want one of your workers to um, be doing their work in bed? Probably not. You're gonna want them to like be at their desk and be ready and properly prepared for the day. And I'm sure if one of your workers is like half-assing their work, you're gonna be like, bro, like you're gonna have to go because at the end of the day, I'm in a business trying to make it succeed. You know. Anyway, enough about that. Um, Also, well, Jasmine, any question that you do have, feel free to like type it in the chat and then I'll get to it. Your biggest problem right now is your entries keep getting in my way or keep getting in way early, getting stopped and moves my way without me. Um, do you mean like you're not waiting for the trigger to trigger you in? Like you're kind of like, oh, it's a 2-1 that looks like it might go up. Let me get in now to like get in a little early. Is that what you mean? Oh, or do you mean like not like you've been waiting for the trigger, but you mean like um the 111? Hold on, I'm trying to look for this. Oh, you mean like right here, like this one? Um, hmm. It really depends. Like if I'm getting a lot of inside bars like this, we're usually gonna get, I completely forgot. I'm not sure if this candle triggered up or down. If it did do a two up, technically it hit your target right here, so this shouldn't be a losing trade. Although if you're playing options, what is this like? That's like like a half a delta move, so there would be some type of profit. Um, or in this case, if it turned into like a two down and then it went a three bullish. Oh no, it was a three. It was a three bullish reversal. I guess in this case, you can see it also as um, right now we're technically on an uptrend on the 5 minute. So this can possibly be a TTO, but I would probably want to look at the higher time frame. And like as the strat teaches you, actually, let me not lose this. Trading view gets confusing. Yeah, I would say reference the higher time frames as well, because right now I just have one screen up, but like when I'm trading, I have four screens up. I have the 5, 15, and 30 that I cycle through on the top left. On the top right, oh, ignore my ignore all my lines. On the top right, I have the 1 hour, and I'll do like 1 hour and 65 minute. The bottom left, I have the 4 hour, and then on the bottom right, I have the daily and the weekly that I cycle through, but not that much. I'm usually like trading intraday on the top left for the most part. But yeah, like as the strat teaches, we always want to see the higher time frames to make sure we don't get caught up in like false moves and stuff like that. So um in the case of something like this, I would probably switch to the 15 minute and just make sure to see a better picture of what's happening. Because as I can see here, we're on a decent uptrend based on the 15 minute as opposed to the 5 minute that's kind of like giving me some choppy signals. And let me actually see something. Uh, yeah, and making sure FTFC or even just the time frames are kind of in your favor. Yeah, it's not really a TTO on the lower time frames. But yeah, I would definitely say when it comes to things like that, just double check on the higher time frames just to make sure you're good. Or if you're unsure. And if you aren't unsure, then don't take the trade. Like there will be a lot more throughout the day. And tomorrow's another day too. Let me know if that answered your question. Perfect. All right, cool. Um, and no worries, newbie questions, experienced questions, all of them are welcome here. Um, yeah, so in this specific case, I use TradingView um, mainly because it's kind of just easier for me. Like just kind of looking at everything, and then like I just trade off my phone. Um, some people they do everything on their computer, but unfortunately, like I'm traveling with my partner right now, so I don't have my computer set up. So like I have my laptop here, and then I just do it on my phone. I'm pretty quick on my phone too, so it's for me it's not a problem. But if I had my proper setup, I'll have like my chart screen and then like my trade input screen somewhere else. But like my laptop screen is not really large, so I this works for me. So um, But one thing to notice for those that um, do trade on MT4, the spread is kind of weird. Like I look at the ES chart, but on MT4, there's like a 60-cent spread. So it's really, really weird. And for some reason, I think like a week ago, I think they updated it. I'm not sure if it's MT4 or the specific broker that I'm using, but there's some discrepancy in the price. Like right now, ES is 3894, but on MT4, it's saying like 38, I don't know, like 82. The candles are exactly the same, just the prices are different after they updated something. It's weird, but it still follows exactly what ES is doing. Just the prices are weird. I use Hugo's Way as my broker for MT4. I'll probably post it in the description in the replay video later on. Um, yeah, and but yeah, I guess that's pretty straightforward. To answer your question, cool, cool. So, and also a little tidbit on using MT4 to trade futures, you don't need a substantial amount of money to trade them, how you would like use other brokers. So like Thinkorswim, I think the margin requirement is something like 17.7 to or like 17 to 18,000 to even trade futures. And then E-mini futures at least. And then you get $50 per point that the ES moves, or $12.50 per quarter that the ES moves. But on MT4, depending on your lot size, to get the same $50 move on MT4, I need about $1,000 compared to $17,000. And with MT4, I can increase or decrease my lot size to account for that. So if I wanted to make $100 per point, I can increase my lot size to 1.00 as opposed to 0.50. Or if you have a smaller account, you can do like 0.25, 0.15, which translate to like $25 or $15 per point, stuff like that. Um, and my favorite feature is that I can do buy stops or sell stops. So let's say, for example, on this trade, on like right here in this setup, this is a trade that I would probably take. So I would set my buy stop at the top of this candle. So as soon as the triggers a two up, it automatically gets me in the trade on MT4. And then I'll manually just set my stop loss right here. And then I'll have my take profits already, like, the take profits are already there based on the strat. So you already know where that is. But I put my buy stop, it gets me in, my stop loss and my take profit is there. I literally just let the trade do its thing. Um, which is a good transition into a quick little thing. The strat helps a lot with emotions because everything is already defined. Like I had a trader ask me like, oh, like, how do you like know, um, well, what was the exact question? I think it was along the lines of like, how do you not get shaken out or scared of a specific trade? And for me, I would say the strat definitely helps with that, like having everything predefined. Not to get too deep into it, but like, you know, with our human brain or like, the certainty-based mindset that we have or that we've evolved to have, um, our brain does not like uncertainty, and the market is not certain. There's nothing certain about it. There's only probability. So with the strat, let's say like even in this case, it was a failed two up, which if I go on a smaller time frame, this might just be an H playing out. But actually, let me not get carried away with that right just now. But anyway, um, with the strat, it helps in calming down our nervous system and like that certainty based brain, because based on the specific trade setup, the probability is either going to be high or it's going to be low, and That's it. That we can't do anything else. We can't make it go up. We can't make it go down. It's just whatever the chart is telling us. So um, the strat kind of just tells you exactly when you're going to get in, exactly when you're going to get out, and exactly when you're going to take your profit. And if you don't get out when your profit is hit and you lose that trade, then it's, I don't want to say the word character flaw, but there's something that needs to be looked at in regards to um, the mentality or the mindset that you're bringing into your trading, because everything is right here. Here's my stop loss. Here's my entry. Here's my take profit. Like right now, my stop loss was already hit based on this trade, and I'm out. Like if you're still in this trade, then you're being stubborn and you're letting your emotion take over you, and that's what you don't want, because then um you run the risk of getting into revenge trading and like that rabbit hole that we don't like to go down. um yeah, I think that was kind of it with that. um I guess since I'm on the topic of emotions, one thing that you guys can practice if you are getting emotional, like some of the people that are in here that know that I always say is breathing. Because when our brain kicks in that fight or flight response, our our brain isn't really like, it's not thinking logically. It's like, oh shit, I'm losing money, or the possibility of me losing money is presented. I need to do whatever I can to get this guy or this girl or whatever to get out of this trade, because I don't want to lose money. So it's going to sabotage you in whatever way it can to make sure you don't trade or you get out. And that could be in many different ways. Oh, I'm up 2%. Oh my God, I'm green. I got to take this profit because the market's going to take it from me. Or oh my God, I'm down like 0.5% or 1%. I got to get out because I'm going to lose even more. Um, but when we're in that fight or flight response, the emotional process is really, really strong. So we have to do things to slow it down. So breathing, specifically breathing from your belly, because when we're in that fight or flight response, we're either breathing from our chest, which physiologically, if I'm saying the correct word, um, that is an attribute of like something is wrong. So our we're breathing from our chest, like instead of like calm, like just relaxed. So when we breathe from our stomach, it slows down the emotional process, and we could bring back the impartial mind or the logical mind to kind of see, oh, well, my trade is simply just playing out. It hasn't hit my stop yet. It hasn't hit my take profit. I'm still good to stay in the trade. I'm chilling. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now that I can think of. Um, any other questions that you guys may have, just type it in the chat, let me know, and I'll answer it. I don't really want to like go on rants because, you know, I'll talk to you guys about each individual topic for 10 hours. Yes, I trade with my own money. I don't trade a funded account, at least not yet. Um, Mainly due to the reason that, like, the way my lifestyle is right now, I can't fully dedicate the time that I would want to trade a funded account because there's a lot of rules. Yes, this definitely works with a funded account. I've actually worked with well, I'm currently working with two traders who do have funded accounts, and after I taught them this strategy, they passed. Well, one of them is almost there, but one of them passed 7 funded accounts in a week's time. Um, and I will remain humble and not bring on my ego, but you know, I'm not gonna take the credit because I didn't come up with the strategy. Rob Smith did. Thank you, Rob Smith, if you ever come across this video. But yeah, like the strat definitely helped them like a lot. because he mainly trades forex, and to get like 100 pip move, he would I think it will take him like a week or two. It will take him a week or two to hit um like 100 pips. But then after showing him the strat, it's like he's hitting that maybe not daily, but like a lot more frequently. I think like he shared this gold trade with me, and it was like 230 pips in like 12 hours, and like insane. Would I rather trade with funded accounts? So some of the benefits of a funded account, from my knowledge, is well, actually, before I get into that, let me finish this thought. Um, I don't trade a funded account yet, mainly because, like I said, like my lifestyle right now, like me and my partner are traveling, and I'm helping out a community right now until the end of October. So I only have 2 days to actually trade full time, and the other days I'm just helping out the community and stuff. Um, so when I finally decide to like do a funded account, I would want to like, all right, cool. I'm only going to be doing this for the next month or two, nothing else, because I don't like being distracted. Um, Now going into the funded account thing, I would say one thing that's good about funded accounts. I'm not sure if you know too much about it, Joel, but as you would know, like you would put up like 500 or $1,000, and they'll give you like 50K or 100K, 200K to trade with. But there's a lot of rules that they have. So, um, like in the first month, you have to make at least 10%. You have to grow the account at least 10%, but you cannot lose more than 5% of the account. If you lose that, the challenge is over. You're disqualified. I think you also cannot have a drawdown in a single day of, I think 2 to 3%. I could be wrong. If any of you do know the actual numbers, either just put in the chat, or just people who watches in the replay, just like put in the description, or the comment section of the video. Um, you can't trade gaps, which is crazy to me. Yeah, yeah. I guess like Jasmine said, like it depends on the funded account. Like there's a lot of different rules, but from the ones that I've been told about, like at least the one of the funded traders that I work with, like I think for his, he can't trade gaps, no more than 5% drawdown period, no more than 2 or 3%, I think, in a day, or else you're disqualified. Um, so with all that being said, the way funded accounts work is the first month you need to at least hit 10%. Then the second month you have to hit 5%. And then on the third month, that's when um I guess like you've passed the challenge, and now you get um for some of them, I think it's like an 80-20 split. So let's say if I only have $1,000 to trade, but I get a funded account of 100K, and I pass the challenge. Now, whatever profits I make on the from the third month going forward, I'm getting 80%. They're keeping 20. So as you continue to grow that account, it's you can make pretty good money, or at least more than you would if you're just like trying to grow your small account. Are there any EAs created based on the strategy that you could run? EAs like algorithms? That is a great question. Hmm. I don't see why not. I'm pretty sure you definitely can. I know somebody who knows somebody that that the dude like develops algorithms. So I'll probably speak to him and see if he can maybe even make something like this for um perfect. Um I would I would probably I'll reach out to you, and I'll let you know, because I'm not sure, but I think it is possible. Um, I don't see why not. Because I don't know how to code myself, but I'm pretty sure you can probably finagle it somehow. Like, oh, when there's like an inside bar, go long, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be computerized or whatever. Yeah. All right. More questions. All right, nothing for now. So, um, let's see. What can I go over? I know a lot of people that message me are new to the strat, so I'll kind of just go over a very, very brief like explanation of it, and also add some little tidbits. So, with the strat, essentially what it is, it's price action simplified. Um, some of the terms that my mentors have used that I learned this from, they like to use the term "you're risking a little to make a lot." Um, it's a very simple way to understand price action because, like, even when I first started trading, for those who are here or that have known me from when I first started 2 years ago, and our first mentor BW, which I'll keep as I'll just keep the acronym or whatever, anyway, or abbreviation. He would always say like, "Oh, price action, price action." I'm like, "Bro, what the heck is price action?" Like, I don't understand it. And they're like, "Oh, it's like what the price is doing." I'm like, "All right, cool, I get it, but like, what does that mean?" And like when I was introduced to the strat, I'm like, "Holy shit! All right, this makes sense. Like this clicks for me." Um, yeah, exactly. Because, bro, I was lost. I'm like, "What are you talking?" All right, cool. I'm getting that the candles are going up, but like, you know, where exactly can I get in, or what are better ways that I can get in? But yeah, the strat is essentially just price action simplified. It was created by Rob Smith. I think I could be very wrong, but I think he was like a floor trader, or he traded professionally for a long time. And he still trades now. He has like a YouTube channel. I think he posts on his Twitter like daily. So y'all can definitely follow him. Um, and then the candles, like the numbers, they're essentially just kind of just tell you what type of candle they are. So a one candle is an inside bar. And for those who don't know what an inside bar is, let me just zoom this in so it makes sense. An inside bar is essentially a candle bar that opens and closes within the top and bottom of the previous candle. That's a one candle or an inside bar. A two candle is a directional bar, which is kind of telling us where price is going and like what direction it's heading. So there can be a green or a two down, which just simply means that that current candle broke to the bottom of the previous, or a two up, where it broke above the previous candle. So you'll probably hear me say things like, "Oh, it triggered a 2-1-2 up, or a 2-1-2 down, or a 3-1-2 up, or 3-1-2 down," whatever it may be. Um, a three candle is a candle that broke the bottom and the top of the prior candle. So as we can see here, we had this two up candle, and then we have this three that broke the bottom and the top of the previous candle. And when you see three candles, that simply means that it's expanding the range that the price, um uh how do I say this properly? Like Pablo has this like very, very good like analogy, but can't think of it right now. But three is more so like expanding the range of like where price wants to go. Because like a one candle, or I think this was it. It was like, so he says like a two candle is like, all right, cool, we're heading this way, guys. And then a one candle is like, all right, let's kind of hang out. Let's see what we want to do. And then if we get a three candle, it can be like, all right, let's say, I'm hoping this is making sense. I can talk a lot, but let's say, cool. So let's say like the one candle, it's like, and the two candle, we're kind of just like trading or consolidating in this range. Or actually, let me use a better example. Let's just say in this case, we were kind of like trading in this range. And then the three candle comes and it breaks, it gives us a higher range. So now it's like, all right, now the price has broken out from its like kind of consolidation area down here, and it's expanding upwards in this case because it was a three bullish reversal up. So now that it expanded the range upwards, we can see here that it's heading up. Or let me see if I could find, oh, perfect. And then here we have a three down, which expanded the range down, and we kind of just headed down that direction. Let me know if that's making sense. If not, as I always say, study, practice, screen time, that'll get you where you need to go. And again, for those who are new, don't worry about if this is confusing. When I first saw this, I'm like, bro, what's a two up? What's a two down? What are you talking about? This makes no sense. But like once I kept on like looking at it, I'm like, holy shit, this is like the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And one thing I want to mention as well, depending on your trading personality, the strat will either be perfect for your personality or your trader personality or your trading personality, I guess. Because like for me, I never liked that. Like I had a million indicators. Like, oh, I have like the 9 EMA, VWAP, the 20 EMA or 21, 100, 200, 50, RSI, MACD, freaking oscillators. It's too many things that kind of were messing me up. Because I'm like, oh, RSI is saying short and MACD saying short, but oscillator saying long. But the EMAs are saying long. So it was a lot of conflict for me. So using the strat, it kind of like simplified my chart and made it a lot easier for me to kind of, it's like cleaner for me. But let's not talk about this. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, moving on. So a little joke for you. But anyway, so yeah, like, for some people, you might find that like kind of minimizing your charts helps you as opposed to like getting so much visual stimulation that kind of like confuses you sometimes. It's like to me, I don't like literally this is what I do. Like all I have is on my charts are literally support and resistance levels. I'll throw in some fibs here and there and like see what's going on. But that's basically it. Like I don't use moving averages. I don't use RSI. And I am very biased. So if you use RSI, take that indicator off. It freaking sucks. Anyway, moving on. But one thing that I want to mention as well, because the strat in and of itself may not help people. My bad, I just had to close Discord. It may not help people in the sense of it being by itself. And also, really quickly, the strat is not meant to be used with indicators because indicators are lagging as opposed to price action is telling you exactly what's going on. But something that I've noticed, like for those of you who know Pablo or I won't say his username or Don Corneo because he changes it. But anyway, so those who know Pablo, for him, the strat by itself, it was working, but not really. Like it was really weird. But for him using indicators from our old strategy, it's like perfect for him. I don't know how, but it works for him. But just to put that out there, the strat is not to be used with indicators like, EMAs and stuff like that. But if it helps you, then, I'm not going to knock something that helps. So if it works, it works. I'm just very biased. Um, and all right, moving on. I'm gonna read the question out loud so whoever's like looking at the recap can see this, but are the numbers a specific indicator on TradingView? Yes. So on TradingView, this specific one is called Strat Assistant. The specific one, let me see, indicators. The specific one is Strat Assistant by Ricky Z. Carroll. When you look it up, there's a few more that he's made, but the specific one is this one. He has like these other ones, but I only use this one. And it'll change the way your candles look, but you can edit the way it looks. Like I only keep the numbers here. Um, I just mainly kind of just leave it there, honestly, and to like, to show other people. But you can take this part off of it, you can take the numbers off of it. It does have like two up or two down. I took the arrows down because I already know if it's a two up or two down. I do love it as well for the time continuity, which is another aspect of the strat. But I won't really go too deep into it. We can maybe go like 15 minutes over the hour, so that's fine. Um, Also, one thing to notice. So yeah, for those who use TradingView, use that indicator, Strat Assistant. Strat Assistant, that's the one that I use. For those who may use like Thinkorswim, there are scripts that do this exact same thing. It gives you like the candles, it gives you time frame continuity. I'm not sure if it gives you this, like the type of trade it is. I may be wrong, but I have on Thinkorswim, I have time frame continuity and I have the candles numbered. And for those who don't have it, um, it's in the Discord in the Strat Academy section. It can be found in the scripts and ebook section. And for those who aren't in the Discord, that know me from Reddit or whatever other platform, I can send it to you or just link you to the channel in the Discord where all the info's at. And yeah, cool. Moving on. And also, while I'm waiting for other questions, so for the strat, there is, if I can remember off the top of my head, there's different components to it. So there's broadening formations. There's TTOs, which stands for triangle day out, but you can also use the term pullback or corrective activity. Um, there are candle formations, candle patterns, time frame continuity, which I think I already said. I might be missing something. Yeah, I might be missing something that I can't think of right now. Yeah, so time frame continuity, barring formations, candle patterns or formations or combinations rather. And the three universal truths of the strat: actionable signals, broadening formations, and time continuity. I'll quickly just go over what they are, just so there's no confusion. Hopefully you guys can't see my Discord screen. Let me see. Oh, cool. Yeah. So just broadening formations, candle combinations, TTOs, time frame continuity, stuff like that. So I'll just quickly explain broadening formations, or like the three concepts. So with time frame continuity, the strat teaches you. I like how this just became like a strat webinar. So time frame continuity, or the strat teaches you we're going from the higher time frames to the lower time frames. You don't want to go from the lower to the higher, because you might be like, oh, this looks long on the lower ones, but in reality, you're in a bearish trend on the higher time frames. And the higher time frames take precedent over the smaller ones. So that's something to keep in mind on. And it's very, very important. You do not want to trade against time frame continuity, and you do not want to trade against the trend, which it will tell you. So for example, here, it's a lot of chop, as you can see by the inside bars. But if a lot of these were green, obviously we're in a bullish trend or bullish continuity. So you don't want to just be shorting. Oh, RSI is saying it's like 80, so I'm gonna short it. It's like, don't fight the trend at all, because you will not have a good day. What you want to do instead is use TTOs to get in on trends. For example, let me see. Well, let me not use this because there's too much stuff going on. Let's use SPX instead. And let's bring this bigger. I didn't really trade Friday much. Let me see if I can find a big day. This looks good. I don't really like that TTO, but I guess I'll just use it as an example. I guess there's even one here. I like this one better, but I'll just, maybe on the 5-minute, it'll be a better looking one. Oh wait, actually, I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. What day is this? 7th? God, I hate trading views sometimes. All right, cool. That's a 7. I'm just making sure. And then let's check the 5-minute. We might get a better view on a TTO. Perfect. All right. So if there's like an uptrend that's obviously occurring during that day, like in this day, as you can see here, and you're unsure of when to get in, this is where TTOs come into play, which again, it stands for a triangle day out, or just to keep it simple, it can be seen as a pullback or a corrective activity before a continued move in the current trend. So clearly on this day, we were bullish. So if you're unsure, like, oh, should I get in here? Should I get in there? Like, where should I get in? TTOs are a great tool to do that. So there are a few, but let me just give you this one that looks good to me. Even though it kind of came a lot further down than I would like, but we'll use this for now. So in this case, after we're getting a trend, we're heading up, and then we're kind of stabilizing, going down, but we're making new highs. This can kind of be seen as a TTO. I'll give you guys a better example. I'm just using this for now. So right here, this could be like the base of the triangle, the height of it, and then this is kind of crooked one, but let's just say usually the price will pull back to the right side of the triangle or the base of the triangle. And using the strat, we want to see specific setups. So in this specific setup for a TTO to get in on the trend, we get an actionable signal, which is a hammer, and our entry is going to be right here. Our entry is going to be right here as soon as it breaks up. And then, of course, the stop. For me personally, I don't really trade TTOs much, but the times that I have traded it, my ultimate price target is the top of the triangle. But of course, with the strat, your take profits are the top of the previous bar. So take profit 1, 2, and 3. So if this trade goes red on you, I don't know what to tell you. And then, of course, in this case, like I always tell you, you're risking a little to make a lot. So here we have a stop of, and then even to the first target, or the ultimate target is 4-1 or 1-4 risk reward, which is amazing. Like for me, I always go for at least 1-2. I would risk 100 to, or I would risk 100 to make 200, or 1,000 to make 2,000, whatever your account size is. It could be anything. Um, and then sometimes you'll get trades where, like this, the first target is 2-1. Is it? Barely. Well, we're 0.1 point out. Actually, no, we are, because I got to bring this up a little bit. Yeah, we get two a risk reward of 1-2 even on the first target. So this is a trade that I would definitely take. Let me see if I can find this gold trade really quickly to show you guys. Also, really quick before I move on, does that kind of like better give you a better definition of like TTLs, stuff like that? Cool. Yeah, because I'm like, bro, I always like heard this term from like my mentors, like, oh, a TTO is happening. I'm like, what are you saying? But like once I like they showed me like, oh, bro, just draw a triangle. I'm like, oh, everything makes sense again. Let's go to. Sounds good. The replay will be up to probably tomorrow, because I'm just gonna like get ready for bed after this, but it'll be uploaded tomorrow. Probably by tomorrow noon Eastern time, it'll be up. And I'll make a like announcement or like tag and stuff like that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Later. Let's see. So actually not in Forex, think in metals. I think gold. Yeah, this is gold. It wasn't this trade, but even this trade looks like one of them. Let's go to long. So boom, your entry, your stop, even your first target is 1-4.53. So to me, that's like, all right, cool. I'm definitely taking that. Um, Even though personally, I would like the hammer to be a little more, I guess, hammerish, but this would be a trade that I would take. And what else was I going to say? Broadening formations. Broadening formations, quite simply, is literally just um, support and resistance that strat users use. And it kind of gives you a range of where the price is going to be moving. So, and a quick little tidbit, three candles are essentially a broadening formation on lower time frame. And I'll give you an example with this one right here. So again, three candles are broadening formations on lower time frame. Let me just highlight this so we don't lose it. It's three candle right here. We're on the 5 minute. I'm gonna go on the 1 minute. Actually, do they have like a 30-second chart? Oh, I think I got to the second chart. Let's check the 30-second chart. I guess I can't use it. Never mind. I got to pay for it. All right, 1 minute chart. So broadening formations, I'll kind of teach you guys how to draw it. So this one, we could do something like this, and then maybe here, but I would probably do it here just for the sake of like the way it looks. So Browning formations, for some other traders out there, you might know this as like an expanding megaphone pattern, where essentially the price is usually going to trade within this range. And if it breaks above, it has made a new range where you will have to make a new formation, which I'll show you guys in the Moderna chart that I have. So again, broadening formations are just like support and resistance for stratters or people who use the strat, and kind of like letting you know what's happening. And I'm gonna show you real quick how you can use that to your advantage. And then really quickly before I move on, where was that candle? So yeah, as you can see here, this 3 candle, it's like it's a broadening formation on the lower time frame on the 1 minute. Cool. Let's go to Moderna. I think it was on the daily. Yeah, I showed this to on a session yesterday. So it's great. It's great to mark your broadening formation so you know which time frame it's on. Like, so this one is the daily broadening formation. This is the weekly one. So as you can see here, this formation, the first point here, second point, and then I just literally just drew the line. And then on the bottom, 1, 2 taps, boom, draw the line there. And as you can see, the price is just going through here. And then after it broke out of the daily broadening formation, I drew another one on the weekly. And then it was trading in between the weekly formation and the daily one. So it rejected off the weekly, came back down to test the daily one. It broke down, came back into the daily one, but then it broke back above into the weekly. And here it broke above the weekly. So I have to draw a new one. I haven't traded Moderna in a while, so I kind of just leave it alone. Anyway, so going into trades that I would take, using the strat, you want to look for specific, well, at least the way I was taught, you want to look for specific candle patterns and formations off of broadening formations. So in this case, we have a reversal signal or actionable signal right off the daily broadening formation. And based on the strat, our entry is going to be on the break of this. And again, with the broadening formation, we can assume that since it tapped the top of this, if it does trigger a reversal, the ultimate target is going to be the bottom of this right here. In this specific trade, we would have gotten in here. Our stop is the top of that candle. And then our first take profit is right here. Oh, whoops. Should be fine for now. First take profit is right here. And again, even the first target, 4.51. It's an amazing trade. I would take that. But as you can see, Moderna flushed like really fast, literally within a week. This would have been a phenomenal trade all the way to the bottom of it. And another thing that I forgot to mention on time continuity is that whatever time frame you take the trade on, you want to use your stop and your take profits on that time frame. You don't want to have an entry I would say for me, I use the top of the wick. So in this case, like let's say if I took this 2-2 down, my stop would be, well, actually, let me read the question. So Joel said, you put your stops at the low/high of the body. No, but sometimes, but like 95% of the time, no. So in this case, if I were to take this trade, which I wouldn't take, this is not my setup, but if I were to take it, my stop would be at the top of the wick, and then I would take it at the trigger right here. but I don't take my entries or stops based off the body. It's either the basically it's the top or bottom of the candle at all, like period. Um, I do not take it off the body. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna enter this short trade once it triggers the body. That's not how the strat is supposed to be used. It's the wick, and then your stop is gonna be the bottom right here, pretty much at the top of the wick. And then again, your take profits are just the previous candles here. So even this trade, it hit like on the first day, the day of the trigger, it gave you 3 targets already hit. So this is a beautiful winning trade. And remember, based on time frame continuity and stuff like that, you want to see what time frame you entered on, and you want to kind of base it off the time frame that you're on. So if you don't see any reversal on the time frame you took the trade on, you shouldn't be getting out of the trade. Of course, you can use the lower ones to see, all right, cool. If it did bounce off, let's say like this, like if this created a support and it's reversing off there, then, you can get out of the trade if you want to. But if there's no reversal signal on the time frame you entered on, literally just stay in. Like this dude, I think it was either last week or 2 weeks ago on a Friday when we had like that massive drop in SPY. He entered in on the 30-minute chart, and he didn't get out the whole day, and he got 5,000% on his contract because he never got a reversal signal on the time frame he entered on. So something to make a note on. Let me know if that makes sense. I'll wrap it up in a bit. All righty. So one thing that I was gonna say to you guys, or for those watching, and of course the ones here, for those who, well, really quickly, this is something that I'm going to be doing monthly, at least once a month. So for those watching and the ones here, I just want to make this as easy as possible for people to join. Is it easier for me to just provide you the Zoom link, or for those who have joined my webinar and like other things that I have had, would it just be easier for me to just make like a Calendly event, and then you guys just like sign yourselves up for the event? That way, you get reminders automatically by that system, and like everything is kind of just there. It's like, hey guys, I'm having this session. Here's the Calendly link. You can sign up here. And since it'll be a monthly thing, it will always be the same like link to it. It wouldn't be changing. It'll just be like static. Oh, monthly mindset check-in. Let me just sign up, and I already know where it's located, so I don't have to be like, oh, hey Desi or Advent, where's the link? Where's the Zoom link? Like All right, cool. Yeah, just to make it streamlined, because like I was thinking, well, actually, really quickly, thank you everybody for coming out or the ones who did come out. I really appreciate you, and appreciate yourself for coming out. It shows that you want to become better traders and, hone your craft, because at the end of the day, we want to make money, and we have to learn the proper resources and really show up properly to this. So pat yourself on the back, give yourselves a hug for coming through for yourself. And yeah, the session is pretty much over. I'm just going to talk for like the last 2-3 minutes over like little like things that might help streamline this process. And whoever's still watching the replay, you're more than welcome to stay the last 2-3 minutes. It might help you, and I'll put it on the description as well. But anyway, I was noticing that like a lot of people were messaging me and they were like, hey, like where's the Zoom link, or like where can I find it, or this and that. So I was thinking, like, if I just have the Caddenly event, like that just keeps repeating every single month, and like the middle of the month, people already know exactly where to go, and they can share it with their friends or things like that, just to make it easier for everybody. Because it can get kind of hectic, like having 5 or 10 people hitting me up, like, hey, where's the link? And then, like, I might miss somebody that I don't want to, like, I want everybody to be here. And just making it easy for everybody to be able to participate and join these things. And finally, for those who are seeing this on YouTube, definitely subscribe and like and all that other good stuff. That way you can get any content that I put out. And you can also get the monthly mindset replays there as well when I post them. So if you do miss the live event, you can always know that you're going to get it on the YouTube. The last thing I was going to say is, what was I going to say? I forgot. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful night, or make a wonderful night and a wonderful week. And I will see you on the trading floor on Discord tomorrow. Later. Oh, wait, now I have to awkwardly get out of here. All right. Bye. Love you guys.